Wanksters, thespians, teachers, terror teachers, zomboids, robots, gleeks, United Colors of Benettoners, libertarians, activists, juvies, baristas, blahs, and my best friends, the Freak Show. That's right, we call ourselves the Freak Show. My best friend, Brainzilla, Katie, had this idea that we should give our little group a nickname that's far worse than anything any of the diseased minds in our school could dream up. After the Freak Show was born, we actually took it a step further and gave ourselves insulting individual nicknames too. I think we did a pretty good job with them. Brainzilla is number 1 in our class. She's IB, that's International Baccalaureate, and determined to be the first person in her family to go to college. She has her sights set on Yale and has even already scheduled an interview, 2 years early. She works her butt off constantly and then goes home to take care of her 3 little brothers. Her parents work weird shifts, so her house is messy and complicated and basically covered in snot. Hannah named herself Eggroll, Eggy for short, after a couple of racist creeps asked her about her dumplings. She has about 1,000 interests, but sadly for her parents, school isn't one of them. Paul has zits everywhere that I know about, so Zitsy was an easy choice. He's deathly afraid he'll end up working in his father's plumbing business. Peter covers us with both the jocks and the religious right, so Tebow seemed like a good fit. He's also insanely good-looking. Flatso, formerly Beverly, is overweight but also flat-breasted, which is rare and borderline tragic. She happens to be strong enough to rip your head off. Not that she would. She's the sweetest person I know. And then there's me, Cuckoo. So, now you've met the whole gang. You'd think with the zillion other cliques, clubs, and posses in this place that we'd all fit in somewhere, but we don't. The truth is that this school is a mess of warring nations. Jocks hate nerds, Barbies hate goths, blah, blah, blah. But my friends and I are planning to do something about that. It's Monday and it's raining, so the hallways are wet as we all drag in droplets on our shoes and clothes. Digger Whitlock gives me a cheerful hello. "You're all gonna die," he says as he passes by my locker. His family owns the local funeral parlor. They specialize in Vegas glitz coffin interiors, and Digger's dad will, for an extra $200, dress up as Elvis and sing Love Me Tender at your beloved's interment. So he's allowed to be a little messed up. And there's also this. Digger's older brother died in a car crash last year. He had a beautiful coffin, but even so, it gives me the shivers to think about Andy Whitlock. I really hate the idea of being dead. Although I love sleeping, so I'm not sure what that's about. I think I just hate endings in general. They're so final. Maybe that's another reason I'm starting this diary. I'm a big fan of beginnings, especially beginnings and second chances. And short chapters, obviously. So I think you get the picture of me, of my friends, of North Plains High School. Basically, it's like being back in the asylum, with more homework. Chapter 2: How to Survive Homeroom and the Rest of the Day. I'm sitting in homeroom, scribbling and surviving. I was reading Pride and Prejudice a minute ago, and I'm really into the book. I just love that Janie Austen. Now I'm imagining myself meeting a boy in my personal version of Pride and Prejudice. His name is Lawrence Darcy, and he's the younger brother of Fitzwilliam Darcy, better known as Mr. Darcy. And he is just so charming and British and Jane Austen-y that it's like I'm in homeroom heaven. We start chatting at a society ball in Netherfield Park. Lawrence Darcy is pretty dreamy. I'm just loving all those great 19th century manners. I may be in love. Stay tuned. Lawrence Darcy gets me through the rest of homeroom and, let's face it, the rest of my classes until lunchtime. Hold your fire, teachers, Barbies, and all haters, I think, as I walk through the cafeteria.